Hey guys, okay, so today's my birthday and I asked my mom with the $100 check I got if I get cocktails, so she might let me. So I'm just gonna share some cocktail information with you guys. So if you got a cocktail as a pet, you must realize that there are things you need to know for proper cocktail care because it's not like you buy one and you just do random stuff with it. No, it's not the case. First, cocktails demand a pretty expensive upfront cost. This should not scare you because the rewards of having a cocktail are great. They also have a pretty high maintainability cost involved time and energy. You must be willing to commit several daily tasks and almost unlimited personal involvement, which means you have to give your energy, most of your energy, to the bird. You have to look after it every day, and you have to be responsible. So you must be willing to commit several daily tasks. And I just read that. These birds are completely dependent on you, so they look up to you. Like I look up to my mom to take care of me, so they have to look up to you, so you take care of them. And the love and satisfaction is returned to you tenfold, which means they'll return their thank you to you by being nice to you and stuff. One of the best paths to excellent cocktail care is to provide your pet with the optimal living conditions and surroundings possible. So, which that means just getting the biggest cage you can, spoiling it. I know I'm spoiling mine, so that's pretty amazing. The pet's cage is a good spot to start. Keeping a tidy cage environment is an essential requirement. That means you must clean the cage, like take out the bedding every other day and put in new fresh bedding. And if you don't do that, it can get actually very ill and it could die, depending on how bad it is. Newspaper is the perfect source of covering the floor of the cage. Now, in a lot of videos I've seen, it's been the cage and then the newspaper, it'd be like bars. The floor would be bars, and then have newspaper under. That's fine because it's a lot easier to clean up. But with my cage is like that too. My mom just puts newspaper over so it doesn't hurt his feet. But yeah, you can do it any way you want. Um, Newspaper is the perfect source of covering for the floor of the cage since it can be easily cleaned of any waste, food, excess, feather dust from your pet, and bird droppings. One of the things I do recommend is giving your bird weekly baths. Sorry, baths. Because when they preen themselves and clean themselves, it dust flies everywhere. It's kind of gross, so you kind of just wanna like give them weekly baths. With my bird Chico, he has a bowl. And it's probably like, I don't know if you can see that. Probably about that big. What's that? Probably. About that big. So yeah, it's pretty big bowl. And we put water in it, and he learned to tell the difference between his water that he drinks and the water that he bathes in. So what we do is it's like a silver bowl. I'll show it in one of my videos sometime. It's like a silver bowl like this, and it's filled with warm water, I believe. It doesn't matter. Like halfway, and he'll go in there and he'll like wash himself. It's pretty cool. Another thing is age frequency as well as all accessories using natural cleansing solutions that contain no calories or fumes. Fumes, if you use cleaning products on your cage, make sure it has no calories or fumes. Fumes can kill your cocktail, and that's positive. I'm telling you that right now. So you might not want to use cows or fumes. If you're watching this video, I'd recommend you write all the stuff I'm saying down. Okay, ooh. Here's a couple questions. Well, I'm not going to answer the first question because I don't know, but I'll say it anyways. My single female is laying eggs, what should I do? You guys can answer that question yourselves. 2, how can I tell if my bird is a male or female? That question I know. If you go to your local vet, they will do testing, which I really don't recommend because testing can really stress out your cocktail and can, with that much, it depends on how much stress your cocktail has, it can lead to death. And it's kind of torturous because they grab its foot and like do that instead of things. 3, I work or go to school all day. Should I get a second bird? Depends on how long you go to school for. If you're going to no. If you're going to high school is only about 5 hours, 4.5 hours, 5 hours, depending on what time you get out. My high school gets out at 2 o'clock, but I'm only in 8th grade, but anyways. If you work, it also depends on how long you work too. If you work like 8 in the morning till 9 at night, I definitely recommend getting a second bird. Just make sure the bird is comfortable with that bird because you do not want them fighting and killing each other. 4, if I get a second bird, will the two bond and be less friendly with me? I'll have to say no. So if you get a second bird, well, they will still be friendly with you, and it all depends on the bird's personality too. If you do get a second bird, make sure you get them from the same litter, or you introduce them from an early age. Because if you mix and match birds, it's not gonna work out, guys. So you don't really want to do that. 5, I'm getting another bird. Can I put it in the same cage as the one I already have? Unless they're from the same litter, no. You do not want to mix and match like different birds together because they'll obviously fight. Unless you get personal training and patience, no. 6, can I keep a parakeet, budgie, or lovebird in the same cage as my cockatiel? No. I'm not sure about the budgie and the cockatiel, but I definitely do not recommend lovebird and a cockatiel in the same cage, seeing as how they can fight. But that's my opinion. If you guys have like a lovebird and a cockatiel in the same cage, then go for it. But a budgie and a cockatiel, they might get along, and as well as a parakeet and a cockatiel. 7, do I really have to quarantine a new bird? I will have to put a question mark on that 7 because laugh, but I do not know what quarantine means. So I'll have to put a question mark. 8, what type of cage should I buy? Buy the biggest cage you can fit in your house. Find like a big area in your room or like somewhere and buy the biggest cage you can buy. If it's like $450, don't, unless your parents want to buy that. But I think the biggest cage is the better. Bigger the better. Because that way your cockatiel won't get stressed from being in such a cluttered space. Um B, it can have more fun running around, and C, it'll get a little bit more exercise. So, um, 9. Where should I put the cage? Put it in somewhere that has no drafts. If you do not know what a draft is, it's like cold air or like air. So if you have a room that has lots of vents, and you don't know where the draft's coming from, put a candle and it will show you. Um, this room is good too. Doesn't have that many vents. It only has one. Um, 10. Should I have the cage all set up when I bring my new bird home? Yes, definitely. You do not want to wait for the last second to go to the pet store, buy your cocktail, and realize that you have your cage not even set up. Like it's there, but you have nothing inside. You have no food ready, and the cocktail will be waiting in the box, and it'll be stressed out. It's better to have the cage set up and have your bird a little stressed out from the car ride in the box, than have it um, not set up and your cage like terrified and super stressed out that it could die. Um, 11. What should I put on the bottom of the cage? Is newspaper ink poisonous? Newspaper is not poisonous, um, as I'm aware of, because my mom uses it for Shiko's cage all the time. I don't think it's poisonous at all. 12. What should I do when I bring my new bird home? Put it in the cage immediately. Do not, after you put it in the cage, shut the door and maybe put like a little drape over it so that you can so it can have time to relax. The next morning when you come see it, depending where it is, if it's in your room, um get up kind of quietly so you don't spook it out or anything, and open the curtain very gently and quietly, and just talk very, very gently with your bird. 13. How do I tame my bird and teach the step up command? It's very easy to teach the step up command. All you do, say, this is the bird. You put it right up to its chest and you just say step up, and you kind of just tap its chest, which will notify it to step up on your finger. How do you tame a bird? This is a question that I get a lot. If you guys know what millet spray is, it's a candy to them. You put it at the bottom of the cage, and they'll be kind of cautious. So they'll come down and they'll try to eat the millet, but they'll be like this close to your hand. So you signal them and stuff. And that way, they'll be like really, really tame, and we get to hold it. My bird is turning its back on me and facing the wall. Why? It's probably because, my bird is turning its back on me and facing the wall. Why? It's probably scared of you. I'm not trying to be rude, but probably is spooked out, I don't know, of you or something. Let's see. One sec. Oh, okay. So your cockatiel is frightened. All cockatiels will face the wall when they are frightened. This does not mean that your bird doesn't like you. It's also normal behavior for new birds the first few days home. Think of the back-turning bird as having the same thoughts as a toddler. If I can't see you, then you don't exist. So it's just basically, I honestly didn't know the answer, so I just clicked to find out the answer. But I did say it might be frightened of you, but I didn't know the reason why. But it is normal for a cockatiel to be frightened. With my bird, he was very shy when he first came home. 15. Why is my bird is trembling when I talk? Is it getting sick? Let me read it over again. Okay. Just one sec. No, your bird is probably not getting sick, although it is important that all new birds have a new health check by an avian vet. It's normal for a new cockatiel to tremble when a stranger is talking to them or comes too close to the cage, just because it doesn't know you. A new bird may even look a bit puffed up in an attempt to make itself look bigger. That's what they do in nature. This is a survival technique used to hopefully scare away predators. Okay. I'll be right back. I just gotta go get something. Yeah, but I'm making a video for my project. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. 16. I haven't seen my new bird eating or drinking water. For my case, I believe that's normal just for the few days because it's kind of scared. It may be scared and frightened that it may not want to eat, or it's sick. So you might want to go check a vet. 17. My new bird isn't eating. What should I do? If your new bird isn't eating, it depends on how big the bird. Use a syringe and use the baby formula, or just crush up some stuff and use liquid and just squirt it in its mouth. That's what I suggest, or it can die. Will my bird starve if it doesn't eat? Yes, it will starve itself if it does not eat. And the first day is normal if it does not eat the first day. That is totally normal. Second, third, fourth, fifth day, that's not really normal, so you might want to go check a vet for that. 19. What are night frights and how do I prevent them? Well, my bird doesn't really get night frights. But what night frights are is when a bird hears something like a or something like that, and it gets really scared and it'll start flapping its wings. And if his wings are right next to the bar, they can hurt their wings and stuff and pull out feathers. How to prevent what are night frights? How to prevent them? Well, my bird has like a cover, like a bed sheet over his cage. Although he makes like windows. It's cute, but he normally doesn't get night frights. 20. How many hours of sleep does my cockatiel need? Your cockatiel needs about 5 to 10 hours of sleep a night. Wait, I just need to check that. Sorry, I'm not really like 10 to 12 hours of sleep. so it's kind of close. Okay, go back. Okay. Should I cover my bird's cage at night? I would definitely recommend covering your bird's cage at night. That means it's telling them that it's bedtime, that it has to be quiet. If you don't cover your bird's cage, depending on the bird, like I have an Alexander parakeet, so he doesn't squeak when the cover goes down. But if you don't have a cover on your bird's cage, I don't really know if it will squeak at night, but if it does squeak at night, put a cover and you'll see a big difference. 22. What is a blood feather and why is breaking one so dangerous? A blood feather is attached to the skin of the bird, and if they break one, it will start bleeding out blood. And if they break too many of them, it will cause a lot of blood loss, so you don't really want that. What should I do if my bird breaks a blood feather? What you should do is cover it up immediately with a wet cloth, and call your vet immediately and tell them you'll be there in like a couple minutes, because if it bleeds out a lot, it can kill your cockatiel of blood loss. What are the symptoms of a sick bird? Now I gotta look this one up because I don't remember all of them. Very sick birds will sleep fluffed up on the bottom of the cage because they are too weak to grasp onto perches. Puffing up helps them to maintain body heat. Other symptoms of illness include excessive sleeping, drinking more or less water than usual, loss of appetite, sticky, wet looking facial feathers, a discharge from the eyes or nostrils, inflamed or crusty nostrils or eyes, swelling around the eyes, increased blinking, etc., etc., etc. My neighbor has tons of birds that she sells and stuff, and she told me that if my bird ever got sick, there's no point of helping it because they're gonna die anyways, like in a couple of days, so there's no point of wasting money. If you're a big animal lover like I am, you might get offended, but there's no point of wasting your parents' money. What are regurgitations and vomiting, and what are the causes? I honestly don't know that one. What do neural droppings look like? They might be brownish, greenish white. But I'm not quite sure. So I can't really answer that question. How do I clean and disinfect? What is the ideal temperature for pet birds? I believe like 50 Fahrenheit. I don't know. How do I clean and disinfect a cage and how often? I would do it twice a year. Like disinfect the entire cage. If you're going to disinfect the entire cage, I do it twice a year. Outside. Or on your deck. I don't know. Why are drafts bad for birds? Because if you get a draft, it will cause different temperatures, which will make your bird sick. My bird bites and won't come out of its cage. What should I do? If it bites and it won't come out of its cage, I definitely recommend getting a really, really tall, big cage. So, yeah. Why does my bird hate me? Scream and act so afraid of me. It doesn't hate you. Birds don't have that feeling inside of them like, I hate my owner. Like, ew. They don't have that. It's probably, they probably scream because they don't, depending on, okay, how do I describe this? Birds don't hate you. I'm telling you this right now. The bird doesn't hate you. Probably screams because it's scared. He doesn't know who you are, and they're probably just afraid because that's what they normally are. Do they'll never be really close to you. How can I tame my bird? I just explained that in um question. What question? No, wait. Oh, I just explained that in question 13, so you can go look at that. How can I teach my cocktail to talk or sing? Um, it's right there. Talk or sing. Talk to your bird. If you have another bird, put the cocktail right beside that bird. It will like repeat everything. What tricks can I teach my cocktail? Well, there's different types of tricks like the step up, um, the dance. There's different kinds. Um, what tricks? I just explained that. Should I feed my bird Griff or and is safe? Honestly, I have no clue. Like, I don't even have a cocktail yet. So I can't really answer that one. Sorry. Um, hey, help! I can't get my bird to eat vegetables. You honestly don't need to feed your. It's if you're feeding if your cocktail isn't eating vegetables, it's probably because it doesn't like that vegetable. Try different like vegetables, like I don't know. Um, try different varieties and stuff like that. What type of foods and vegetables can I give my cocktail? Um, I honestly don't know. Is chocolate really bad for my chocolate is extremely bad for any pet. Although my dogs and my bird drink coffee, that's still like over the limit. Um, should I put a mirror inside of my cocktail's cage? Yes, I have one in my Alexander cage, but he broke it. Well, I'm not sure if he broke it. I think he did. I honestly don't know. How do I give my bird a bath, and do I really have to? It's part of their hygiene. You should give them weekly baths because when they preen themselves, it's kind of disgusting and like water fly or no dust flies everywhere. It's kind of gross. How often should I give my bird a bath? Once every week or once every 2 weeks, depending on how dirty they're. Do cocktails get mites, lice, or fleas, and what should I do about it? I'll have to see that one. Why is my bird hissing and what does it mean? It just means it's like scared or something. But I'll have to do the rest of the questions tomorrow because I ran out of time. I am so sorry, you guys. So yeah, that was the question and answer video. All right, bye-bye.